Oh wow.
Oh, not that one. We'll figure it out.
What
What's
up?
going on, everybody? Oh,
Yeah, hold on. I think we could go that one.
as you can see, it is
Hey,
not your typical host. So I'm figuring it out.
Jordan, no beard,
This was on accident.
hitting us with an early curveball.
That's an early curveball. You know what's funny, Just, is we were still on call last Sunday, and literally that's when I started like messing, and then I just went, and now I'm this.
Hey, it looks good. You look
So
good.
appreciate
Looks
that.
clean, man.
You
You
look
still
10
still
years
beautiful.
younger, and you
Yeah.
already look
Do I?
21. So
I
now
got
you look
baby
11.
face.
Yeah. Hey man, good morning everybody.
Morning, everyone.
You guys already know the vibes. Another coffee chat. Big bro is what he was. He was in the desert.
Arizona.
He was in
Did
the
they win
Grand
that
Canyon.
game?
Who? Arizona?
Yeah. I didn't look.
Oh, I didn't even get to see the scores yesterday.
Second.
I was just so locked in on the Mets losing that I didn't see any other scores. The only other score I seen was Yankees winning by like 10.
The first
But
three pitches is crazy.
giving up 3 home runs in 3 pitches is
It's
absolutely
absurd.
bonkers. But yeah, and
And
then
Nestor owed us
Vanessa.
that.
What you said, so?
I said Nestor owed us that for his performance last year.
Oh, yeah. And then Vanessa was supposed to host this morning, but she wasn't feeling good this morning, so we're taking the reins for her. Yeah, man. I mean, it's another good week. You know what I'm saying? You guys got some good crowns on the month. Do they usually tell if they crowns or no? Do you guys usually show off your crowns?
You want to do it today?
We can.
Do it.
Might as well. So I got nice simple Mets right here. Orange button, big 50 only, you know what I'm saying? Good Brooklyn body pin. Amazing Mets on the back. I think this is Brooklyn body. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
this
to
is
check.
Brooklyn body. I can't remember where I bought this hat
Let's see,
from.
Just.
But this is one of these hats for me that I really like because it's like a classic Met hat, but with with the hat community twist of like the big 50 and then the amazing Mets on the back. So what you got, Jordan?
I'm rocking our buddy Capo's hat. This is his called this the wins and losses with the new 2024 on the side patch.
Yep.
Very nice. Little kind of tonal, that glow white with that cut. This is
Nice.
super clean.
Yep.
The red button.
Okay.
Super clean.
So,
Gotta represent for my brother, Todd Mathis.
fire.
Against the what's this? Hockey Fights Cancer Blackhawks.
Fire.
I finally picked it up yesterday. So I figured I put it on right away.
Yeah. Banger for sure. I'm assuming we have slides, normal slides this week. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's funny if we're gonna start and get into the slides, I believe. Yeah, the first one is
there we go.
I had Gentleman's Soul picked and the one he's wearing right now.
Perfect transition. So this is, like he said, this is from the guy Ty. This was part of his Hockey Fights Cancer pack. What made a lot of these hats really dope was that incredible side patch that where do we know what the origin of this side patch so by any chance? Have you got a chance? Did you ever get a chance to talk to Ty about it?
Yeah, so this is just I think this is for the month of March to do this in hockey fight against cancer. And so he did this, I think it was a 3-pack or 4-pack. To for this excuse me, sorry. Haven't had coffee yet. He did this little 4-pack, put it together. He tries to keep it as simple as possible, but he added a little metallics to it this time on the side patch.
Yeah.
And he just overall is just a clean hat. I mean, when I talked to him about how he makes his hats, he's like, it takes him 3 minutes to mock it together. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely fire. I love the
I
Chicago
like that one too.
Blackhawks on the back of it.
Yeah.
And so this patch is used also in the hockey jerseys for the month of March. Is that how it works?
I haven't seen them on ice, but I've seen them in the store.
The
Okay.
Hockey Fights Cancer, the NHL's that's
Yeah.
their initiative for their
Yeah.
October. That's what they do. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
trying to find a video, but it's not on their Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Definitely
he like you said, he dropped 3 or 4 of them, and they were all bangers, absolutely fire. Yeah, this one's another great crown. What else we got, Jordan? Yep. Oh, was this yours, Jordan?
Yeah, next one was my pick. Definitely biased on this pick because I'm definitely a huge Villanova fan, obviously growing up here. Being a big basketball fan, but I love the 85 championship side patch. I think that's definitely cool. It's unique. I haven't seen I don't know anything like that. It's just different with the horse on the side and the basketball. It's a cool hat. I like the pink UV. I totally forgot about this dropping, so I missed it. I know Capo did grab it though, but listen, being a basketball kid growing up here, it was really rough being my age. But with Villanova, I was a little spoiled, so I really like this hat.
Yeah, I mean, this is an incredible hat. And real fast, we didn't even really acknowledge, but good morning, everybody in the comments. M. Carl, FOE, Wizard, Jalen, good morning to y'all. We didn't even reply to those comments, but for me, this is a dope hat. It's crazy how they're getting these hats put out so well. I'm guessing this is what's cool about like hat designers and hat stores when they're really, really strategic in their hat planning, because obviously these hats would have had to been made, probably January at the latest, February, and then quick shipped, So I love the creativity when you see things happening while the sport's happening, because it's not like they made the hat last week and produced it the next week. Like they planned this out, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So to me, that always is a cool thing to see, because a lot of people don't realize that the Villanova is dope. I almost thought at first that this was upside down Arizona. And if it was, I was like, wow, that was incredible to do upside down Arizona and say it's a Villanova. And it gave me an idea. But so what you thinking about this?
No, I like this hat a lot, man. And this is coming from a Duke basketball fan. I like this hat.
Mm-hmm.
I'd wear this hat. I'm glad they're finally doing some good college hats.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, I used to always want a good college hat, and it was like the best hat you could find was like a Michigan hat from Nike.
Yeah. Now
we're getting some good college crowns. So yeah, this is clean. I would definitely, I love the pinky on it. The pinky like sets it out perfectly for me.
Yeah. And then, New Era had the rule that technically, even though sometimes we see in the community, because those reps are dope, but New Era is pretty strict about not allowing you to do like the MLB team or the professional team in the college colors.
Yeah.
So even when they weren't dropping hats for the colleges, we couldn't even get the professional team with that colorway. I wonder if he got the Villanova. He said he needed to come home.
Yeah, this was the whole. Can we even see us on the side? I can't see our screen. Sorry. I don't know if
can
we're
we
on
see
the
it
side or not.
Yeah,
can you see us?
Oh yeah.
I can see us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was that whole pack with the Final Four script, but I definitely said that he was wearing that Nova. I really like that. Like that hat. I like the Final Four. You guys know I like the kind of snapbackish looking hats. I thought these were cool.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the snapback.
UCLA one too. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't mind that snapback look at all. I like the font, like the font of the Final Four on the front of the hat, so I don't mind it.
I just needed a Duke one. That's all I had to do.
Yeah, facts, right?
Back.
Facts, but yeah, this is definitely shout out to Hack Club on that one. Cap City. This is a Red Wing. This was, I think, this is definitely one of our nominations for Hat of the Week. And I think it's gonna make it to the top. If I counted correctly, the votes, it should make it to our top 4. So you guys will be able to vote on this in the Instagram story. But this is one of those hats that you need to see the video, because the pictures don't do it justice. The video with the all metallic out Red Wing and that like purple metallic or whatever metallic color that is. Absolutely insane. Beautiful hat all together. And then what makes it better is as all black tonal. So those metallics on the NHL patch, the front patch, and the side patch really pop out.
Yeah, ECAPs, they got me considering buying a Red Wings hat. This is beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about this is that it's not really like the typical Red Wings colorway. So
Yeah.
if you're not even a hockey fan, you wouldn't even really notice, or you wouldn't even know that it was red. Like I didn't at first. I was confused. Like, what team is this? And then I was like, oh wait, it's just the Red Wings, but just with crazy colors. Yeah, this is fire, man. I'm very excited.
In China.
You said it's made in China.
Sorry, I was making fun of him.
Yeah. I mean, this is like one of those things that get me excited about hockey hats. Seeing stuff like that. It's like the direction of where hockey hats are going. Yeah, because hockey got some fire logos, man.
Yeah.
Hockey got some fire logos. So if they continue to cook up and go different colorways on them.
I'm trying to see if this one's sold out.
Website check right now.
No, it's a small sizes available.
1/8?
1/8, 1/4, and 7.
Ooh. Might have to look into it.
Oh wow.
Damn, I didn't realize ECAC had that many followers. 138K.
How they
Shout
on
out to ECAC.
Oh. I really like the Sharks too. I like this drop. This drop was good. I thought this drop was very solid. The Sharks right here. That A's was nice too. I like yellow A's hats. I like traditional A's hats.
Yeah, I think our girls didn't really like it too much, but they don't know. They don't know. But definitely solid drop from them. This is a very good hat.
Dang it. Sorry. Hold on. We were here.
I think we need.
I messed everything up, guys.
No, we're good. I think we need this one.
No, and then let me do that.
Wait, is
that
this
works.
what we've been using?
That's better though.
Have we been using the 2-1? It's okay. We can do that.
Goodness. We'll just go to the shoes and then we'll.
All right. So we got. I don't even know. This first one is an Air Max 90. What's 5?
Yeah. So, this is the 30th year anniversary of the Air Max 95. So we are going to get hit with a whole bunch of 95s this year.
Yeah.
Starting with the retro neon color in a couple weeks. But this one is the first look at the SB 95.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny because you'll see the later picture that we get a confirmed one. But this was the first look at a fall colorway. It's going to be the darker one that's coming out. So this one's supposed to drop this fall. Right now, they're saying retail is going to be about $175. So this is the first look at the SB 95s that they're coming out with this year. So Eric, it's funny because Eric Costin was on the Complex Sneaker podcast show this week, and he was trying not to talk about it, and then the literal pictures started leaking the day before that interview came out. So they're supposed to change some things in the toe front for skaters to add some more comfort. Because the 95, I love the 95. It's not the most comfortable Air Max in my opinion, but I still wear them because they're 95s. But
and release date on these Kenneth, or is it just
right now for this just the fall? But later I think we're gonna get a better look at a different one.
Word. These next ones were my pick. Definitely at a time when I wasn't old enough to be buying shoes like that, but a pair of Kobe 8s, the Wata specifically. I can't lie, younger me has PTSD of him tearing his Achilles in these, but for like just swagging them out, Kobe 8s are definitely the move, and I love the colorway.
Yeah, Kobe's are absolutely fire to me. I'm glad that we're still getting some, long live Kobe. And I really like these a lot, man. I almost wore. Let me show you what I almost wore yesterday. So I'm not home, but I'm in my dad's house, which is where all my sneakers are, anyways. So these are what I almost wore yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
But the problem is, man, when you have all these colors, you really, really, really have to lock in on a fit. Like, you can't throw this on with just any old looking fit. So I couldn't get, because I'm limited in clothes, because, I don't have all my clothes here, I couldn't really get the fit to go with it. But any type of Kobe that looks like this, I'm not playing basketball with him no more. Before, this would have been a basketball shoe for me, but now it's not. Now this is going to be more like a summer shoe for me, like a, I'm not going to go to a club in Kobe's, but, I'm definitely going to maybe, have a nice warm summer day in these type of feel. And I feel like that's the vibe I get with those other Kobe's. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. Love the Kobe's, love the colorway, love the craziness of it. And it looks good. On feet, it looks good. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I'm glad these are back. It's one of the pairs that I used to have. So I'm hoping to get them back again. Back in my collection. I used to just on like the weapons, I would just wear like whatever, like a plain tee and just let the shoes shine. And I think these are going to be solid. It'll be hard to pick up, but hopefully I know enough people I can hopefully get a pair.
Yeah, man, it's just one of those shoes that is just worth it. Like, even if you feel like you can't wear it with a fit, just throw it in the collection, bro. You know what I'm saying? Top of the morning, bro. But definitely just throw it in your collection. What is just such an iconic, like, in my opinion, just such an iconic design for any shoe that what has came out for, So if you're a fan of sneakers, man, you just can't. There's just no way you can go without getting these. But what we got to the right here, these Air Maxes, it looked very interesting. So do you know anything about these?
Yeah, so I added these on. So unfortunately, and I did this more for like our viewers, if we got anybody that live in the Portland area, they're the only ones that have the chance to touch these. So this is a collab with Ted X Portland PDX and Nike. It's the Air Max 90 that you have to enter for a chance to you have to register on their website to enter a scavenger hunt. It's something with some billboards that they have in the area. And if you capture all the billboards and enter it, you have a chance to be able to win the shoe.
And you don't have any friends in Portland, huh?
I have not one friend in Portland.
I have friends in Portland, but I just don't know if I can make them do a scavenger hunt. I don't know if we're that cool of friends to be like, hey, can you do a scavenger hunt for me so you can get this sneaker? I have actually like 2 or 3 like different friends in Portland, but they hold got.
If you complete the scavenger hunt, that doesn't even guarantee you the shoe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, hey, bro, can you do a scavenger for me so I have a chance to get these Air Maxes? They're gonna be like, bro, I gotta feed my kids. Like, what are you talking about right now?
But they're only limited to that area, so they're dropping exclusively at that store. Only in store. There's no number of pairs that they've mentioned that they were created, but it's very, very limited.
How do you guys feel about these type of drops that are, location specific? I know when sneakers first started, I remember when sneakers first started doing the location type of drops, it was like everybody was like, what the heck? Like, you can only be here for it. And, if you had to get a VPN or something, like all these crazy things that people were doing to get for these location specific drops. Or at one point it was, location, you had to pick up only.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't even like, oh, your VPN had to be in that state. It's like you can only go to a store in, this certain zip code or stuff like that. How do you guys feel about those drops? Do you think it adds to the sneaker collecting edition of it? Do you think is kind of unfair, I'm curious to hear. I want to see what the comments say on this. So and Jordan, I want to see what you guys have to say. I'll let you go first. So since you're the one who really be locking in on getting most sneakers, I know Jordan is like hit or miss. So we'll let you go first.
Well, it's funny you asked this question because this was actually a topic on sneaker Twitter yesterday. Because there was a drop in Cincinnati at a store called Unheard Of with these Adidas cushions, the pink ones I showed last week.
Yeah.
And they tried to put them online, but they never made it online because there was only 2,500 pair total. They did a blue one and a pink one.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a problem with it. If you want to reach out like for your community locally and you're doing a drop there, I think it's great. Especially for smaller stores like Unheard Of. They're just a small Cincinnati store. They got a chance to do a shoe and they want to look out for the people that supports them locally. So I think it just adds to the hunt because if you really, really wanted that shoe, you could have traveled to Cincinnati and get it. So it kind of brings me back to how it used to be.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, like you had to hunt for sneakers. So I think it's pretty cool. I know here in Chicago, there's some stores that do exclusive drops to only the region and the city. So I don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of people don't like it because they want to be able to touch everything. But like we said, every sneaker isn't meant for everyone.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, would I have liked to got in the shoe yesterday? Of course, but I'm not gonna sit here and be upset and act like I don't get access to some things that some people don't get access to. So
yeah. And then Jordan, I know you got sneakers. Maybe you're not the biggest sneaker guy, but do you feel like there's ever a shoe that you would see that you might be considered traveling for?
I mean, shoot, to be honest with you, if it was a shoe where it gives me that feeling like, the Kobe 8 something like that. I mean, hey, if I might figure it out because there are certain shoes where it's like, also, and on the other topic, I do like the regional shoes because I do think like Soul said, like it adds to that chase. And even the topic of like traveling to a whole other, area for some shoes. I think that shows real dedication to, what you're doing.
Yeah.
And and if you really want them, yeah, I mean, shoot for the Kobe 8 something like that. Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that if in terms of collecting, because I always love to have the argument of from collector standpoint. In terms of collecting, I think it does add value to your collection. Because if you got a shoe from a place that you're not even located, it's like, damn, how did you get that shoe? But it's like, I'm a collector, I got my ways, I feel like that with anything. It's not just sneakers, right? Like for instance, me and my wife, we have this weird collection that we do together. We have it's gonna sound weird. We collect Starbucks cups, but we got to the point now where we have so many of the regular Starbucks cups that we only do like exclusive specific country drops or specific area drops, and we have friends and families in those areas, and literally they'll call us. Like it's to the point now where they'll call us when they're in a Starbucks, like, hey, do you need me to get a cup from here? Is there any exclusive cups here? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like any collection of any item, when they do, geo-specific stuff, it's like almost a value to your collection to try to get those things. So definitely think it excites it a little bit. And it also, I think, drives up the value of some of these shoes as well.
Yeah.
So what up, Adrian? What up, bro? Let's get to the next one.
All right, so here's the actual look at what. So it's funny, after I sent the first link, 2 days later they actually unveiled one of the SB95. So this is a cactus flower colorway.
Yeah,
this is the only official one that they have officially said is coming out. Still a fall date. Still look to be priced about $175.
And so for this, it's just a normal 95, right? It just has SB on the back. That's just the difference.
So they've changed the cushion inside of it. They've changed the toe box inside.
It got the little Nike check in the front of the toe box. I just seen that.
So they've changed the technology inside to make it more comfortable.
Oh, okay. So like these are really going to be skateboardable.
Yeah, they're supposed to be for skaters, but I'm not a skater, but I'll be wearing them.
Nah, man. Listen, one thing I do like is SBs. I don't care what. Somebody calls me Culture Vulture, whatever. The funny thing, I don't even have SBs, but I love them. I absolutely love them.
I hope they do what they did with the Jordan 4. So after they did the SB Jordan 4s, I don't know if anyone who wears Jordan 4s out there realizes the comfort of Jordan 4s have changed because they all follow the SB, the way they made the SB Jordan 4s inside.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've gotten any of the new Jordan 4s. I definitely have a lot of Jordan 4s, but I don't know if I've gotten anything recently.
Once you get a recent one and compare it to like your older one, you'll see.
Wait, which recent one? Do you know like a specific recent one? What about the bread 4s?
The bread 4s and the I'm on my year 4s that came out last year.
I do have bread 4s. I have to compare them now to my military blue 4s.
They changed the way the inside is made to follow kind of like the SB, because everyone, I mean, I love 4s, but I remember that first I'm on my year 4. Oh my God, my wife would be dying. She'd be laughing at me because I'd be wearing them knowing I couldn't wear them because they were just hard.
Yeah.
But they changed it after they did the SBs. So hopefully they do that with all 95s going forward.
Yeah. I wore the Friday, I wore the Drake or the Raptor 4s. And I really didn't do much walking. I really was just driving for my parents live like 3 hours away. So I just did driving to my parents' house, which is like a 3-hour drive with a couple stops, 4 hours. And my feet were on fire.
Yeah.
I wasn't even walking. I was just sitting in the car. But it's like, I don't know. It's like something about the 4s, like when they go into that toe box that is narrow.
Correct. Yep.
That toe box is like narrow, but it's not narrow in the sense of like skinny. It's like the actual toe box is like small.
Like presses down on you.
Yeah, like presses down the top of your foot. But yeah, I mean, I'm into SBs. Like I said, I love SBs. Air Max SB is definitely not a collab I would have ever seen coming, or at least not 95s out of all the the Air Maxes, not 95s for sure. So I kind of like that. But what do we have here with the 990? I am a 990 fan, so I would love to hear about these 990s because this is a shoe that definitely caught my eye, and I'm a 990 fan. So, is this a collab?
Yeah, this was a collab with Action Bronson.
Oh, Action Bronson. Okay. Lito, exactly. Lito, I'm not gonna lie, Lito. I have literally never worn. I have never personally worn those sneakers, and I think they were worn once by my dad, and he gave, they're in my box at home, and I was looking at it. It was my birthday, and I was like, damn, what pair of sneakers can I bring? On your birthday, you always want to bring out something new, but I don't need to, not to say it like that, but I still have sneakers that are brand new that I haven't worn, that even if it came out years ago. So I was like, what's something I could bring out for my birthday? And I was like, you know what, the Raptor 4, I was like, I'm gonna bring them out. I was wearing the black and purple City Connect Met jersey. So I'm like, it could tie in with the purple and the Raptor 4s. And then you said, like, I was very quickly reminded why those have not left the box. So, but these 990s, man, I really like these a lot. I like the Action Bronson. It's so funny, man. I used to really listen to Action Bronson, and I feel like I haven't heard any of his music in a long time, but yet he's still getting like these collabs, and he's still getting like, so it's cool. And these look dope. Like, these are dope as hell. So it's 4 different colorways coming out.
Yeah, it looks to be doing a whole collection of them.
So he has 2 coming out. So the blue ones and the ones next to it, the lime green ones,
yeah,
those dropped last year.
Oh, okay.
The next
those were him. Those were his as well.
Yeah, those are all his. He has a few. He has a couple kooks with New Balance. That's why he doesn't make music no more.
That Action Bronson was just collabing with New Balance.
Right? The blue ones might be my favorite.
Yeah, he's like one of their biggest collaborators now.
Oh, okay.
He's been making music.
Facts, right? I'm about to say maybe he's not making music because he's on to bigger, better things. But yeah, this is definitely. I like these a lot, man. I like these. Do you feel like New Balances? Do you feel like New Balances could be considered a collector shoe? Do you think guys who are like big in the sneaker community, who go to like sneaker cons or Goss Souls, Do you see a shoe like this being sold at those shows or being brought into people's collections as like a gem?
I see people like the last time I went to SneakerCon, I do see people who understand and know sneakers buying them.
Yeah.
You still got the certain, I just say kids because I'm old, but who just look for Jordans and Nikes.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I was
Like,
getting at. That's
yeah,
where I
you
was
got
getting
some who that's all they want, and then but then but you can see them look at people with like that will have a New Balance on or an ASIC on, and they're like trying to figure out why it's this certain price.
Yeah.
And then you see them in their phones trying to do research. So I know people complain a lot about the New Balance pricing, which I laugh because I'm like, they'll pay the same amount for a pair
Oh
of
yeah.
Jordans.
They just were never used to it with New Balance.
Correct.
They were used to New Balance being the cheap shoe. Not to say like that. Back in the day, New Balance was the cheap shoe. It was stylish, but it was cheap. And it was like if you're on a budget, you get a pair of New Balance because it was still stylish. But now you see these 990s retailing at 190, 220. You know what I'm saying? And because I work at a sneaker store sometimes. Once in a while when they need my help, I'll go and help them. And people are normal people love New Balances and they see the price and like, whoa, this is how much the sneakers. I'm like, yeah, but are you gonna get a shoe that's more comfortable, or you're gonna get a shoe that's more just a good overall shoe? I'm like, New Balances is one of those brands now. They're up there, and like I said, I love a collab like this, but for me, I wouldn't even consider it like a collection part. I wouldn't even want it for my collection. I would want it to wear. Obviously, I wear everything in my collection for the most part, but this is a shoe that I will want so I can put on and actually wear, and I'll probably wear it every day, type of thing. It wouldn't be like necessarily like a gem or like a thing for me, but it would be a sneaker that's like, I need this in my collection and I'm gonna be wearing it every time, type of thing,
And that's facts, Lito. New Balance actually had the first $200 shoe. People just didn't realize that they had those type of shoes. So like Foot Locker would get the cheap shoes, but if you went to like a New Balance store, like they would have the first $200 shoe.
Oh yeah, Lito, my bad. Let me correct it. What I meant to say is like compared to what we wear, compared to what we was wearing in New York, which was Jordans for the most part. Honestly, I can't speak for any other brand because even nowadays, even when I'm in New York now, it's Jordans everywhere. That's just a normal part of the culture in New York City. So it's like even for people non-collectors, even like the most random person who has 5 pairs of sneakers, all 5 of those sneakers are probably Jordans. So yeah, I just meant in terms of like what we were used to. New Balances was definitely the cheaper alternative. But even the most basic model, I can't remember the name off the top of my head or the number. I mean, for the most basic, like I'm talking about the most basic New Balance model. They're like what, 120, $100?
You can get the 530. 530 is like $90.
Yeah. And it's a good shoe, man. They're comfortable and they're stylish. They're very stylish. I'm not gonna lie. That's the one thing I always say about Philly. Philly been on the Puma New Balance way for a while now. Like for years.
Yeah, that was always just been like a thing that's been cool because I think it just comes from walking a whole lot, to be honest.
Yeah. So that's one thing I could say, Philly definitely been on that style before they officially been like, came back. Because for a while, I don't know, it's weird. I think maybe in the high school years, I can never remember like people really being hype about New Balances. You know what I'm saying?
I would get looked at crazy when I wore them in high school. Like I would switch out and wear a pair of New Balances. And I kid you not, when I would wear a pair of New Balances or Asics, the kids in my school thought I was on punishment. My parents, they thought I was
crazy,
being
bro. That's
they
crazy.
really thought I was being punished.
Like I remember the Air Force. When I went to boot camp, they used to give out 1 free pair of Asics. They give out 1 free pair of Asics to every single like person in training for running shoes, like as running shoes. So to see now that I got a pair of Asics 10 years ago, damn near, that is what's in style now, and people are wearing for fashion, not for running in boot camp, is the craziest thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I should have dead stocked those A6 that they gave me.
Seriously, Jordan, isn't that store Lapstone and Hammer? That's in Philly, right?
I don't know about Lapstone and Hammer, to be honest with you. Is that like a?
I think it's a sneaker. It's a sneaker
Because
store.
I'm not on the.
Okay.
Okay, Lito.
Like I can think of a spot called Free Press. That's in
Okay.
Center City. But to be honest with you, I'm not as hip on the Suplex on South Street.
I know Suplex. Okay, I know. Just sitting, the owner of Lapstone, he was on a show recently and was talking about the GRs of the Asics. He said that's his number one selling shoe. He said, he was camping out when he restocked a plain
A6
colorway.
GTs and New Balance 740s are just that's just kind of the dailies.
Bro, I remember the first time I walked into a resale store and seen A6 on the wall. I was like, they reselling A6 now, bro?
Yeah.
I could not believe it. I could not believe it. I literally remember the moment. I was in Bay Plaza Mall in New York City. It's a huge mall in the Bronx, for those who don't know. And they have a resale store where they sell, Chrome Heart, all the major brands, Babe, everything like that. Sneakers, Jordans, and they had running Asics on the wall for resale. And I was just like, wow, this is really, like, running shoes really took over. Obviously they didn't take over, but you know what I mean? Like, they really went from, like, just a regular everyday shoe to, like, now being in resale shops, which is absolutely incredible. But yeah, Lito, I don't know about Baltimore. I was just referring to the fact that, like, I've been in Philly for like the last 5 years, the Philly area, and they've been on the New Balance wave like for that amount of time. So yeah, I really don't know about who did it first. So I don't want to say Philly did it first. I was just saying that they've been on it for a while. But it would make sense for Baltimore to have been the influence. I was about to say it makes sense because Baltimore is not too far from Philly either, only like an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
No, so, I actually work with a guy from. I was talking to him last night. I didn't know he was from Baltimore. He moved over here, and he's been on the A6 type of wave as well. I just looked up Lapstone and Hammer. It's funny, Kenneth. I see it every day, and it's literally 3 minutes from my house. I just never went inside. But
go in. I've ordered
where
from
I live
them,
now.
man.
It's 3 minutes. Literally.
I've ordered from them. They have good deals. So. Yeah. And Wizard, I'm thinking about buying that walking shoe. Yeah, they do have a $250 walking shoe right now. I heard the leather is like they're handmade, so I may try them out.
Word. All right, Jordan. Well, this was a good sneaker conversation.
Oh yeah, April 25th for Jordan shoes for these Action Bronsons.
Thank you.
April 25th. Okay. Are we in the shop talk portion now? Yep. Do we have anything specifically for shop talk?
We could just talk about Duke being back in the Final Four. Like, that's all.
Oh yeah, we can talk about the NCAA. We can talk about the NCAA, and then I'll also just give you guys the news that I gave out Thursday. I guess I'll just touch on it quickly because it's not like a big deal to be made for it now. But I am going overseas. For those who know, I'm military, so it's time for me to leave Jersey, but not just leave Jersey, but leave America, I guess. And that's what they decided. So we will no longer be able to do Thursdays anymore because the time difference probably won't allow me to, unless I magically get Friday afternoons off from work every single Friday. And then Sunday coffee chat is still up in the air because being that it's 9 a.m. here, is going to probably be like late night over there. So it just depends on, what Mondays I want to wake up and feel like crap. So with that being said, we still got some time. I still got a couple months. I'm going to keep pushing everything. I'm still part of the team, still going to content create, still going to edit slide or edit, thumbnails and do all those things. Just probably not going to be on camera on the show. Probably just be like guest appearances here and there when I can, but looking forward to this other side of things. I think this allows me to focus on our content creation side, which I feel like we've been doing solid, but I feel like we can take it to another level. So I'm excited about that. I've been investing in my camera and improving things like that, just getting ready to just kind of take on that side of things. So I'm very excited. And that's why we had the addition of our guys, So and Capo. We kind of started having this plan of, okay, how we're gonna transition, how we're gonna move forward with things once I leave. We want to bring on guys that not only that we trust, but bring their own flair to the show. So is if you guys been watching Coffee Chat, y'all know he is the sneaker guy, clothing guy. He knows all the info, and it was like, why? It just made too much sense. And then with Capo, same thing. Just been with us since day one. Everybody was really comfortable with him, and our Philly guys absolutely swore by him. So we said, let's lock it in. So you guys seen a lot of changes happening, and that is the reason. I know we've been talking about making the announcement, so we did it on Thursday officially on our family episode. If you guys didn't see that family episode, go check it out. Y'all gonna be crying, laughing. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was so funny. The girls had us week. They had the comments week. So, but let's get into NCAA. I don't even know who's remaining left. I know my bracket was messed up because I thought St. John's was gonna really go all the way, and they lost so early. So once that happened, I kind of stopped looking at the brackets. I do know I also had like Duke in there. Let me look at my bracket actually. See what we got going on.
I'm gonna keep it beating for me. No Villanova past 3 seasons because they sucked. So like,
they had a new coach though, right? Then they just hired a new coach.
Yeah, he just got fired on Saturday. That's this Saturday, like 3 Saturdays ago, because this is third straight season of them not making it. And I mean, they're one of the blue bloods, to be honest with you.
So, because we're in the 8 now.
Yeah, we're in today's the final 2 games of the Elite 8.
Okay. So I had Auburn and Michigan State, so I was correct on that side of the bracket. I did have them going against each other. I think I have Auburn advancing, if I'm not mistaken, on that one. My freaking West bracket was completely wrong. I had UConn. I don't know why. I just like UConn, so I kind of was biased. I didn't do that smartly. I had UConn versus St. John. St. John got bumped so early that it just messed up my entire bracket on this side. But it's Florida versus Texas Tech. Oh, no. Florida won that game. So it's Florida that moved on. Then we have Duke versus Duke moved on, obviously. They won versus Alabama. I had them going up against Wisconsin. I really thought Wisconsin was gonna I can't believe Wisconsin lost to BYU. Yeah, I'm shocked at that.
You and a lot of us. I had Wisconsin going. I had them playing Alabama, but losing to Bama. But I had them going.
So I had Wisconsin versus Duke to make it to the Final Four. I did.
Okay.
And then on the Midwest, we have Tennessee versus Houston. Houston was a number 1 seed, but I just thought maybe Purdue was gonna beat them.
They had them.
I thought Purdue. I had Purdue in my Final Four. Purdue versus Tennessee, and I thought that Purdue would beat Tennessee, and that Tennessee would beat Purdue, and yeah, they lost by 2. So now we're looking at Auburn versus Florida, Duke versus Tennessee, right? That's the Final Four.
Well, no. Michigan State and Auburn play today. So the winner of that game.
Oh, it's not. Okay, so that's not confirmed yet. Oh, so the only one that's actually in the Final Four is Duke and Florida.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so the other 2 games are going on. So at this point, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Florida is going to pull it out? Again, I got Tennessee coming out. I got Auburn. I'm not Florida. I'm sorry, Auburn. Auburn and Tennessee. Do you think those guys make it to the Final Four?
Well, my championship game was Michigan State and Duke, so I gotta go. I gotta ride with Izzo. Against Auburn, and I would like to see Houston make it to the Final Four because I just feel like the last 4 years they've had a really good team, but they keep falling short.
Yeah,
so I'd like to at least see Kelvin Sampson and them get to the Final Four, lose to Duke, which let me troll some of my friends down in Houston, and then beat Michigan State, which lets me troll some of my family members in Michigan. So this is all personal for me. This is
got it.
Now with the LSU ladies for ladies LSU, yes.
Yeah, I mean, originally I had St. John versus Duke, so I'm gonna take Duke all the way. And at this point now, I just want Duke to win. I think it'll be cool. Cooper Flag Number what's going to probably be the number 1 player in the NBA draft. So it's just kind of fitting.
Come to Philly
for it to happen.
Please.
So yeah, I mean, I say let's go Duke. I like Duke. I'm not really biased to any college teams because if you from New York, then you know there's not really much college teams for us to cheer for. You have to pick probably between like St. John's, Syracuse, so like type of shit. And that's why I took St. John's because you know what, that's the only team really that I can say is like the closest to like being a New York team. You know,
At least you got something. We got nothing here. It's the Paul.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, you guys have like I don't know, like
Nah.
Illinois.
Nah.
Like growing up, we were never like there was really no like me and my dad have the most random college teams. Like I like on football, I like Ohio State. My dad likes Michigan.
Okay.
Like we just like have the most random teams because we don't really have a team to cheer for specifically. And I think that being military or experiencing that military life, I've come to see like why some people really do love college more than pro. And it's because in their little, and I'm not trying to be funny, but in their little town, there's no baseball team, there's no major league team by them, but there's a college, there's a university that's 30 minutes from them, you know. And so I understand the college life, and it definitely has made me like enjoy it a little bit more, you know. And at the end of the day, man, these kids they not that NBA players, MLB players don't, but because if you're a career NBA player, then you just know that's your career. When you're in college, you don't know when you're done. So these kids really go out there and play really hard, and I love to see it. I'm a basketball guy. I love to see that form of basketball. And I feel like you don't have to be a fan of a specific team to be a college basketball fan, to love March Madness and do March Madness. Because I watch college now because over the last couple of years, I've even watched high school. So I've been seeing high school. Like I was watching the Ball family, and I'm not trying to be like I'm a set trend because I'm not saying that, but I was watching the Ball family when they were in high school, and I was like, "Who's these 3 brothers from Cali that's going crazy right now?" And I followed them through their journey, and then even Trae Young. At one point, Trae Young was like one of the number 1 players in the country. He went to Oklahoma, and I was like, "Damn, why this kid went to Oklahoma? That's such a weird place to go to." And then, you know, you see him where he became. And then in New York, we had Jelly Fan. We had Isaiah Washington, all the guys that's down with Jelly Fan. Too. That's what I'm saying. And we were playing against these guys. No cap. We were playing against Isaiah Washington in our local like gym. And he was cooking us. And then he would go out. And then this is when we first even knew who he was, before he was Jelly Fan. He would come and cook us. And we were like, damn, who the hell is that kid? And then he was already ranked in New York, though, New York State. So somebody was like, "Oh yeah, he's like one of the number 1 players in the state." Blah blah blah. He went to St. Raymond's High School, which was a high school that a lot of my friends went to. So he was getting very popularity, and then he became Jelly Fan, and he became crazy. And yeah, so it's like things like that. When I started seeing that, I started getting more interested because now I started watching people's journeys. From high school to college, and then eventually some of them the NBA. Yeah. But I think it's really cool, man. And I think basketball is the easiest one to follow. You know, it's hard to follow baseball guys because they get lost in minor leagues sometimes, and you don't know what minor league, and they get traded around so much. And you know, I got one friend that's in the minor leagues, and every year I'm like, "Hey, you still on the Blue Jays? Yo, you still?" You know what I'm saying? Because I have no idea at this point. But other than that, and then football, like. Football is so hard. It's just so hard. Such a hard spot. I don't really know anybody who's ever. I know a guy this year who's in the draft, and I don't even know if he's gonna get drafted. No, I like actual friend of mine. He went to Temple actually. Jordan.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So,
but I feel like Jordan, you live in the city of all the colleges.
Yeah, this guy Jordan lives. Oh my God, Jordan lives by so many schools, bro.
I see many. Every day I see different. It's funny. I'm wearing a Pitt hoodie right now, which is one that I really don't see around here. My dad got me this, but for around here, I mean, Penn State, Temple, like you guys just said, it's a bunch of different people, a bunch of different schools.
I've actually played. I play at Penn State a lot. I play. They have like I know I play Weird Sports. They have an ultimate frisbee team. And so we play against those guys sometimes at Penn State. It's awesome. Their facility is amazing. Really nice. Obviously, it's not Penn State. I'm sorry, University of Pennsylvania. Their facility is crazy, bro. It's so crazy. Like they got a whole outdoor park dedicated to them, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's softball field, baseball field, turf fields, all types of stuff, and it's amazing. And it really makes me like, damn, like these kids really, when they go to college, they really have a blast. Like, they got all this, for them, and that's dope. Chosen, honestly, I watch a lot of news, podcasts, ESPN. I'm watching every single mock, draft that comes out, and I have this is the first year I have no idea, bro. I would love for us to take Sanders. My theory is, yes, I think Russ can have a solid year. I think he can. I think he could get us to 9-8. I think he could do that. Do I care? No, I don't want to be 9-8, because what's the point of being 9-8 if you're not going to make the playoffs or something like that? We're in a tough division. Everybody has their quarterbacks already. I looked at our schedule. Our schedule is not the toughest, but I just think we need a guy for the future. And I think that even though we have Winston and Wilson, they're only 1-year deals. And I would just love to just take Sanders. And I also think that Sanders is going to come in with a little bit of chip on his shoulder, because for the longest time, Sanders was that guy. And then now all of a sudden during this draft process, they've been slandering his name, saying Cam Ward is light years ahead of him. And I think that Sanders is the type of guy who's really going to put that on his back and really prove people wrong. I think he's going to be that way. I don't think he's going to come in and be a diva like some people are trying to say, like he's going to be a diva now. I think he's coming in with that chip on the shoulder to prove a point. And I would love for the Giants to take him. The thing is that the only awesome thing about being number 3 is that there's 5 players in there that's kind of generational, or kind of not. I wouldn't say generational. The quarterbacks aren't generational, so don't kill me in the comments. The quarterbacks are great, and then you got 2 or 3 players who are generational. You know what I'm saying? If we don't land any of the quarterbacks, but we land Carter or a Hunter, I mean, if that is the consolation prize, I am okay. I'm okay with that. If it's Hunter that just drops us at 3, and the Browns and Tennessee take Cam Ward and Sedor back to back, and we could get either, and it's going to be our choice to get either Hunter or Carter. I mean, come on now. I wouldn't want to be the GM in that room, because you got to decide like what I want a generational, and I guess Hunter is both sides of the ball. But the other guy, obviously, is just the defensive end. But, man, that would be crazy, bro. That's why I'm not mad. Like, no matter where we go, I still think we have to find a way to get a quarterback of the future eventually. So, even if we don't take – if we lose – if Sanders and Ward go 1 and 2, I think maybe in the second round, we have to look at getting somebody who – I don't know. I don't see any second-round guys that I will want to be the quarterback of the future. But – I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if Jackson Dart slid to the second round, if we took a Dart or Milroe. You know what I'm saying? Why not take a flyer on one of those guys? But I would just prefer we get that quarterback situation done in that first round, so that every other round we can focus on players that's gonna, improve the team and stuff like that. It's gonna be interesting, man. I have no idea. I really have no idea at this point. I've watched so many different people, and they all are saying such a different thing, that either the Giants are actually dumb and have no idea what they're doing, or they are evil geniuses and they intentionally are not showing their hand. So you watch football, right? Where are you, Bears fan?
Of course. I would, be honest with you, I'm not of course I'm not just a Bear fan, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Giants get Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
because you can line them up with Malik on the other side. I'm not a big Russ fan, but you give them 2 people on the outside, you never know what they could do.
Listen, Russ is going to be a quarterback that we haven't had in at least 10 years. So, yeah. Am I excited? Do I wake up excited like, oh my God, 3-sign Russ? No. But he's a guy that I know is going to give us better quarterback play than we've had, at least.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your team?
Oh my God. Where do I start?
Growing pains.
I'm still not completely sold on who we took last year, but he's our quarterback, so I'm going to ride with it.
Really? You're not sold on Williams, man?
Yeah, nah, I'm not. I mean, I watched too much college football when people kept saying like he is talented. Don't get me wrong, very talented, got a talented arm, but to me, in college, competition matters, and his best year. I'll put it to you this way: he won Heisman Trophy. He won the Heisman his sophomore year, and then he wasn't a finalist in his junior year.
Ready.
So he didn't get better. He, went down a little bit. I'd rather had Jaden Daniels.
Okay, but is that hindsight though? Is that hindsight?
No. I said it.
Okay.
I have a tweet. Jaden Daniels is the quarterback. If we don't keep Fields, we take Daniels. And
you know what? I really like Daniels coming out of the draft as well. And I was really hoping the Giants were going to try to trade up last year. That's what I was hoping. I like Daniels a lot. But
I'm happy. We got a new coach. We got Ben Johnson. I'm good on that. I love what we did this offseason with that 10th pick. If Abdul Carter, if all the teams would be nice to us and just let him drop to the 10th pick, I would be more than happy.
That would be insane. That would be the most insane. Oh my gosh, that would be insane.
But you know what? We can screw it up because when Jalen Carter, for the Eagles, when he dropped, instead of drafting him, we traded down.
Oh yes,
it doesn't matter.
Same thing the Giants did a couple years ago. They told Micah Parsons, "Hey, if you're still available, we're gonna draft you." And then they didn't. I think they traded down as well. They traded down, and then they ended up taking Tony in the first round. Oh my gosh, that's gonna make me. That's gonna make me throw up. Jordan, real fast before we go end the show. What's going on with the Phillies, man? What do you think? They're gonna contend again? You think they got another shot? You think they got better? They got worse? They made a lot of moves. Kind of. They lost a lot of guys. They re-signed some guys. What you feeling?
I think Capo and I, we keep talking, and it's really just like the general thing. Like every news outlet you hear over here, everyone just says like, "All right, this is the year. If no one win, if they don't win it, like this is it. The team is dismembered or dismantling." So like, I don't know. I mean, y'all know me. Of course, I'm biased, but listen, maybe Bryce kills it this season. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's 2 games in against the Nationals, but of course I feel good. But I trust this core, man. I'm the biggest sucker for JT Realmuto. I think his bat kind of sucks now, but he is the nastiest defensive catcher. I think him and the boy. Listen, people are saying that it's the last season, but maybe they do get it done. Everything I keep hearing, if they don't win it this season, they're like the team is done for. So. I don't know. I guess we gotta wait and see that.
I think y'all have a great rotation, and I think y'all rotation is really gonna carry. Not that y'all lineup is bad, but that rotation is gonna be like the rotation to me is what's gonna determine how far you guys go. Because y'all got to face us. We have a great lineup. Y'all got to face Atlanta. Atlanta has a great lineup. The Marlins look good.
No, I know Lisa's really.
Washington is competing.
Really
maybe Washington is losing, but they're competing. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting spanked. I mean, it's the NL East is gonna be so brutal, bro. I was looking at the betting odds. Out of the top 5 teams for betting odds, 3 are in the NL East. It's insane. That's insane. Literally, it's like Dodgers. I think it's like Dodgers. I don't know who's number 2, and then it's like Philly, Atlanta, Mets. Or maybe Atlanta. Maybe Atlanta's number 2, Philly, and then Mets. Like, it is insane. We got 3 out of 5 teams for betting odds. But yeah, man. I mean, I think that's a perfect way to end the show today. We had some sport talk. I'm saying, again, go see Thursday's show if you haven't seen it. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. This Thursday, we're excited. I don't know if we're going to have a guest yet. We got to talk to the guys and see. We're probably going to line up a guest because I know we had some people planned for April. So we'll let you guys know later today, probably. Other than that, though, you guys already know Thursdays, 9 p.m. If not, then we'll catch you guys next Sunday. You guys got anything else for them?
Nah, just keep rocking with us, everybody. We appreciate it.
We got some good things coming soon. And we're going to keep telling y'all every single week. Be ready. 2nd week of June. Be ready. 2nd week of June. And if you out of state, find a way to get to New York is all we're gonna say. find a way to get to New York, and you might want to stay for 7 days so that you can go to Philly or after that.
Yeah, make sure you stay in the area. Just get ready for June. It's gonna be crazy.
Just be ready for June, yeah. If anybody needs info on our drop that wants to come that's out of state, please DM us. We'll hook you up with the info. We're allowed to hook y'all up with the info, so please do that. Other than that, though, we'll see you guys next week. Appreciate everybody. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.